All right, everyone. How are things going? I hope you're having a fantastic day. My name is Danny Ross, and I'm going to be your guide today on our second AI lunch hour. And as usual, I want to welcome everyone in and thank you for joining today, taking us into your hour here where you're taking a break, probably eating lunch. And so I appreciate it. And so we're just going to dive right in. I'm going to start by kind of reviewing some of the key areas of the platform. The essential things that you should do immediately after signing in, logging into the platform is visit the explainer videos and resources. So you just tap on it and it'll show you, for example, here is the replay video of one of our 1 hour AI webinar sessions. Here is a video I created specifically to kind of walk you through some of the key concepts that we teach in our AI training, whether you're talking about a large language model like ChatGPT or Claude or Perplexity, or in the case of our platform, the AI sales coach right here. So this is a custom GPT. It's very similar to ChatGPT in the sense that you can have a conversation with it and go back and forth with the 1000X playbook, where we teach you the fundamentals. And one of the key and starting foundational fundamental is the create method. So watch the video, learn about the create method. And then when you combine those together, you become your own AI super self. So go right in and check out that video. And then there's also some text to image tutorial trainings. There's other explainer videos here. So if this is your first session, go back and watch some of the previous videos. The third item here is our AI Lunch and Learns. And so we're going to have these Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, noon in different time zones. The first is in Eastern. The second is actually Central, 12 p.m. Central. I got to fix that. So it's here. 12 p.m. Central, and then this one is going to be Pacific time. So those are the three that we're offering. And then as you go further down, for example, we had our first call yesterday, Tuesday, January 28th is right here. And we covered the create method again, because I wanted to set that foundational tone. So again, please go back and watch one of the create method videos. We covered hyperrealistic, scroll stopping images, and AI video generator. So we did cover some of the real basic popular tools that are out there in addition to the foundational create method. So we're going to keep going here. I want to show you the AI sales coach, and we're actually going to spend some time in that today. And I'm going to teach you a fundamental technique called the interview. Then we're going to wander down to some content creation apps that are right here. So let's go back up here and start into the AI sales coach. It's essentially just like ChatGPT in how it reacts, and you can have conversations. The AI sales coach has been trained specifically in the area of sales and marketing for all kinds of businesses of any size. So we're definitely going to explore one of the key fundamental techniques. So let me bounce over here, grab my notes. All right, so we're gonna, instead of me creating this prompt from scratch, I'm just gonna copy it in and then I'm going to edit it. So essentially, I want to have the AI walk through as if it's an experienced journalist who specializes in helping businesses create their own personal brand. And I'm asking it to interview me so that it can learn about myself and my business. And we can deep dive into kind of like to get a really good understanding of the business, myself, and we're just going to go back and forth. And then after the interview is done, we want it to take all that content and we're going to create different types of branding products that we need to do. So one of the key things is I'm going to ask it to ask me the questions one at a time. Do not go to the next question until I answer. So this is a very important part because otherwise it'll just give you a laundry list of questions and like homework, you'd have to go off and bring them back with answers. So what I wanted to do is ask me them one at a time. And that way it's going to build on each answer that I give, number one. And it's also just more interactive. So we're going to go ahead and kind of build out a business, if you will. Let's see if we have any volunteers. Does anyone want to talk about their business and interview with the AI tool? I might start volunteering people. I see a few people that are friends and family. Let's see if they're going to be shy. How about you, Annette? You want to tell us about your business that you're building?
Okay, I'm building a business on AI business on shirts. I'm learning to make shirts, tumblers, and stuff for my business.
All right, hold on a second. Let's go ahead and start the process here. We'll go ahead and ask it that first question. So it's a very long prompt, but it'll give us the kind of detail that we do want to get out of it. So interview question one. What inspired you to start your online brand and what personal experiences have uniquely shaped this decision? Please share any specific events or turning points that propelled you on this path. So, what it's asking is, of course, just what made you think of starting a t-shirt brand and why are you doing it?
I'm doing it for my family because we was paying. Oh,
All right, hold on. Let me just put on the
okay.
microphone and then you can speak.
I started the business because my family was paying a lot of money out toward T-shirts and cups and plates.
Got it. All right, I'll add
Okay.
that. So now it'll ask the next question. And we'll do this for a little bit, have a complete interview. I think the key thing is for everyone to just understand the process of how it works, and then we'll kind of use what we create here and create some other things. Okay, so thank you for sharing that motivation. Can you describe your brand's big idea or mission? What transformation or outcome do you promise your audience through your content? So this is more along the lines of, as a business, what's your mission statement for your customers? What is it that you're going to do differently or better than other people out there making t-shirts? And why is this important for you and your family? So I'm going to turn on the mic.
I'm gonna use the ideas they come up with.
I like that. That's a pretty good statement. Anything else you want to add?
And I'm going to do it for graduation, family, family functions, weddings, death,
I'll put here.
Christmas, Easter.
Oh, okay. Christmas, Easter.
Valentine's, Mother's Day.
You mentioned unique ideas for various occasions. So this is question four. It sounds like your brand is focused on capturing, celebrating meaning through personalized. Given this specific answer, okay, so we're going to definitely be going after audience you're creating content for in terms of demographics, lifestyles, and values. I'll answer that. I think the most important audience is family. I think that kind of covers it because that's really where you're starting your brand.
Mm-hmm.
Do that as family. So, in any good marketing offer, you do want to always ensure that the customer is going to be happy. We are going to offer a satisfaction guarantee to every customer, make sure that they're happy. If it is not right the first time, we will keep trying until we make it right. That is enough questions for now. I want you to create a detailed business brief for my t-shirt business, including ideas for marketing. Give me enough information so I can start building my brand. I should ask you, it'll suggest names, but do you have a name for your t-shirt business?
ACA's a tease.
So, okay, say that again slower.
AZASRR.
Yeah, you're gonna have to think of a name that's easier to spell because
Oh, okay.
you want your customers to be able to remember it. See, here's the thing about branding. So you can call your company anything you want, but
Okay.
when you are exposing it to your customers, number one, you want to make it easy and memorable so that they will always remember it. So even though that is a very unique name, I would use that name for the name of the company. So, like when you go to
Okay.
get your EIN number or register with the state of Florida, you would use that as the way that you're going to register the company, LLC, or whatever you're going to do from a corporate standard. And for any small, medium business, I always recommend you start as an LLC and you can always grow to a bigger corporation. But it's just a way to start, and it's very inexpensive to do. For instance, your EIN number, getting your IRS EIN number is free, so it doesn't cost you anything to register your business. So the name of the brand, it should be something that's easy for people to remember. So even if you use AZTs or something like that, it's easy to spell and it's very hard for people to misunderstand what letters you're saying. So you just want to make it simple and easy. And we can even ask the AI to help with the naming convention. So let's go ahead and ask it to create the first step, which is what we call a product brief, which is it uses the information that we've given it so far. So you can iterate on this as many times as you want. Just keep going back and asking it to, try this or try that. I don't like this. I don't like this. So you can keep going around and around. But just from that few questions that we just asked, it started giving us its data to create personalized and unique apparel items such as t-shirts for various occasions, including graduations, family reunions, weddings, holidays. So just from that little bit of information, it starts to help you create some really interesting content. So when you are saying, okay, I want to now build a shopping cart or e-commerce store, I want to build a sales funnel to help people find me and then buy my different offerings and solutions, right? So then you can see that it's building everything here, including understanding a little bit about who your target audience is, what's the marketing strategy that you might be able to do, including content creation, social media, promotional offers, customer engagement, brand partnerships, customer experience, that kind of thing. Let's go to the next step and start defining possible customers. And so I'm going to ask it to create what's called an avatar or a persona. This is a way for you to define your marketing towards who might be interested in buying your solution. You start with your idea, your vision, then you start defining who you're going to be selling to. And then once you define who you're going to sell to, then the next step is to create content targeted towards that particular persona or avatar. So let's go ahead and ask it to do that right now. This AI has been trained on sales and marketing, so it already knows this concept, but I'll go ahead and ask it to do it anyway. So let me give it a prompt here. You are a world-class product and services manager for 30 years. I want you to write an emotional journey for the perfect customer for my brand on the worst day. Give me 300 words. We'll do it in 2 steps. Break it down. First, we'll create the person, and then we'll create the emotional journal about that person. So it gave us Emily, 34, and then it gave us some basic information. It started giving me customer preferences, customer journey. Again, this is because it's been trained up this way, so it knows where I'm going. I'm looking to create what's their bad day looks like, what is their good day looks like. And so we have this concept of taking your customer on a journey from their worst days to their best days, right? So now we can ask it, write a 300-word emotional journey from Emily showing us the worst day. So now what it's doing is based on that information, that avatar we created of this person, it was like a day like any other for Emily, but somehow everything turned to her life the moment she woke up. She glanced at her cluttered home. She was days away from the annual family reunion, yet the t-shirt designs she had planned were nowhere near ready. So now we want to ask it to write an emotional journal entry for Emily on her best day after she has used our brand's services to create her family reunion t-shirts. So now we'll write the same 300-word emotional journey. Now you may ask, why are we doing all of this? There's 2 reasons. One is we're really fleshing out our target customers, and we're starting to understand what their pain might be. So when we start creating marketing, we want to be able to make sure, first of all, in our FAQs, we're answering all of her concerns and questions for the experiences that she's had before, right? So these are all the things that are really, really bothering her about the last experience ordering a t-shirt. And then you want to put in your benefits of why people should do business with you, that now what it felt to see vibrant t-shirts, each unique and personal. So these are literally words that you can take and put in your marketing content of benefits of people doing business with you. When I handed out the t-shirts, the awe and excitement on everyone's face touched my heart deeply. That's an emotion, and you want to be able to put that emotion into your marketing. And when you describe why people should do business with you, how happy your customers are, and when they share those t-shirts with their family. There was Aunt May, her eyes misting over, a thoughtful nod. So again, this is the emotional journey. The entire process was seamless compared to last year. Working with AZASIRTs removed the chaos I had come to dread, right? So these are all the kind of things that we'll put into the content about how things went positively. So all of this, you would just copy paste and save it, download it as part of your product brief. And now that we have this avatar created, you could say something like, You are a world-class marketing expert with 30 years producing digital marketing content for e-commerce, clothing, and marketing brands who produce things like coffee mugs, posters, all kinds of promotional materials. I want you to create a detailed product brief, including a marketing schedule that I can use to launch this business. Give me 10 possible business names based on all the information above and my target avatars. Make sure it appeals to families who are memorializing both the very positive events in their lives and sometimes tragic events. So I set the context. I told it I want a marketing expert. We're going to do some digital marketing. I want to include my target audience. I want some business names. And then we're going to talk about a marketing schedule of what we might do. Once we get that basic marketing schedule, now you can go in and actually expand. So we're going to do this on that day, what channels we're going to market into. So let's take a look at what it gave us. So the company name is still there. We're product of family seeking events, reunions, weddings, memorials. We can then talk about the description of the product. Key features, again, personalization. People want that personal service that's you mentioned. They want quality, and we want to make sure everything that we do, it captures the memories and emotions of that moment. Target audience, who are you doing this for? It's kind of did a pretty good job there. And then the value, right? Strong family bonds, that kind of thing. Here's a few names: Celebration Threads, Memory Tees, Family Fabrications. That's a little long. Souvenir shirts, that's boring. Event Echo Apparel. It's interesting. Cherished Clothiers. That's a very old school word. Nobody knows what that means. Milestone Merch. Reunion Reflections. That's not bad. Keepsake Closet. Not bad. Heartfelt Hues. Heartfelt is always good, but hues is a little weird word in this modern time. Some of the thoughts that it's giving you are, you can kind of combine them, right? You can kind of figure out what makes you smile. So you used AZASIR. What does that mean to you? I guess I should have asked that question.
How did I come up with the name?
Yes, I'm just saying, what does it mean to you?
It was just a name I always kept in my phone, and when anything come up, that's the name I use.
Okay, so I guess that's what I'm saying. So you came up with the name. What does it mean? Why did you come up with that particular name?
I studied the Bible, and
Okay.
it was a name that I found in the Bible,
Thank
and
you.
and I
Okay.
liked that name, and my name starts with an A. So,
Right.
and I just kept that name. It's just a fascinating name.
Thank you. All right. So now we're getting somewhere. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. Give me 10 more names for the business with a theme based on which is a name from the Bible so that my business reflects my personal beliefs in a positive way that will touch my customers. Let's see what it comes up with. It understands a little bit more about you, right?
Uh-huh.
Let's see if it can give us a few more names. I like that. Graceful Threads.
Yes, I do too.
Yeah, see, this is what I'm saying. So the idea is once you explain to the AI about yourself, what your business goals are. It kind of puts things, there's some nice options. And again, you can keep going, right? You can say, okay, that's good, but give me 10 more. I want to focus more on this community, or I want to focus more on this purpose. And you just keep going backward and forth. Eventually, you're going to find something that resonates with you, and immediately you're going to be like, that's it, right? So
Yeah.
Graceful Threads is pretty good. I like it. And because again, it's spiritual, but it doesn't overwhelm the person that you're talking to, right? So now that we have some more product names, you can actually now start creating content based on all of this. Give me a prompt here. Using the information above, create a text to image prompt I can use in an image generator that captures the emotions above for my brand called Graceful Threads. And what color scheme would you like to use?
Royal blue.
Any other color?
No, it's pretty good.
It's going to write a prompt for me, and it might actually go ahead and try to create an image. Sometimes it'll actually not pay attention. I did ask it to create an image prompt, but sometimes it'll just go out and start trying to create images. Give me the prompt only. Let's see if I can get it to do what I want it to do. All right, AI, pay attention. Sometimes you got to be a little bit more forceful. Let's see. It's starting faster. There we go. All right, so now we have a prompt and symbolic elements. There's doves, capture the atmosphere of cherished memory, create an idyllic anything, and all of that stuff does not sound what I wanted, but I will copy it anyway. So let's put this here. I'm going to actually use it, but I'm also going to grab the paragraph that's up here. And so we'll play around with it to get it to give us options, right? So we're going to also use this prompt, this part of the business description, so that it understands who we are. And I'm going to take out we're just going to take the whole thing and just see what it crashes into. It's always fun to experiment with the different content creators to see what types of things it creates. So we've got several different creators here. We spent time yesterday talking about hyperrealistic and scroll stopping images. Those are definitely the most popular image creators, but we also have a logo maker. We have a website, hero image, and that is the large image that's usually at the top of a website, the header section. So we can use it in there. So let's spend a little time in the hero image area. Let's play with that particular content creator today. We'll also put it into the other two just to see what it creates. If I go here now and I give it the image idea with all of that stuff in there, and then you can pick the feeling. So inspiration, I think, is good. You can pick all of the emotions that you would like to utilize. So for example, this particular one was sort of a beauty shot. Is for a brand that was coming up with pink and white colors. And so you can put just about all of these different, you can see there's so many things to choose from. You can pick and choose what you want. So you can pick positive emotions, you can pick negative emotions. If you're trying to create an ad about the bad things that are happening and that your product or service are going to solve, So let's say we go back up here, and I think inspiration is probably a good one in the sense of the brand name is Graceful Threads. So let's see what it comes up with. You can pick the background color, so black, white, or any particular color. And so that's what it's going to use for the foundation of the image. You can pick whether it's a vertical image, a square image, or landscape, left to right. You also have additional options here under Website Hero Images where you can choose to stick with a color palette. Is there lighting? You can toggle these things on and off. And again, one of the key things we spoke about in the previous lesson is normally you would have to put all of these different switches in text to describe to the AI ultimately what it is you would like it to create. So for instance, this would be family, would be the target. You can pick a photograph, illustration, you can pick different styles. You can pick core colors that you'd like to be able to use. And I already have it in the top part, but I'll put it here just as a redundancy, and I'll go ahead and get it started. So now it's going to start. I can tell you that I don't anticipate a particularly good result. And the reason for that is we just have way too much information up here that's going to conflict with each other back and forth. But I just wanted to see what would happen. As I said, it's sort of an experiment. And so I can tell you some things I'm anticipating. So, for example, it says create an image of a peaceful family gathering in an outdoor park. I think that's all good. And so this is not terrible, actually, not bad. It actually did better than I thought. It brought in some royal blue tones, symbolic elements such as doves and the olive branch that's right here. And then it captures a cherished memory. So this is almost would be good for a memorial service in some ways, right?
Right, right.
That kind of thing. So parks of caper, so family reunions and memorials, right? So it kind of brought in all of those elements because it knows that we were going for inspirational. Is now you can go in and actually start changing things subtly to get a little closer to what you actually want. So you can decide and have create images for different target audiences and markets based on, who you're going after. So this is sort of a blended family. You can even say how many people are in the picture, that kind of thing. So you can get really precise from a creative point of view of what you would like to see. So let's see, the casting in a soothing royal blue tones is what caused the photo to be primarily blue, right? So if you take that out, for example, then it would still give you a photo. And if you put royal blue in the bottom, it would still give you a photo, but it wouldn't be so tonally neutral or monochrome. So that's where you would bring in other colors. And that's why I was saying to you, do you have other colors you want to include? Because then it would bring in those colors. So that kind of thing. And so you could play around. Other than the doves, what else would you like to see in here?
I would like to see a big family tree instead of the other trees. A big family tree. Yeah, it's called a baboa tree.
Hold on, let's do this. We're going to do a big family tree, capture the information and lighting. So there's setting sun. So this is like the setting sun, and it gives you, we'll take some of this out. The thing is to experiment and iterate and go back and forth until you get what it is that you would like to have in here, right? So let's go here. We'll let it go. And I'm going to duplicate this tab. This is a pro tip. As you are using, especially if you're using like Chrome, you can have it keep going in that tab, hopefully. Yeah, it's still going. So you duplicate the tab so you can go into a different tool. We can go in here and we can tell it we've got this information here, create an image of failed piece in an outdoor park. We can say, go here, and then we'll say create a family tree. You can pick it landscape, you can pick a square, you can pick a vertical. So let's try a square and see what we get. Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it go.
There it goes. So it brought in a whole family as well. It
Uh-huh.
has a nice tree there. I don't know what kind of tree, but that's not a bad looking tree. All right. So now this one, it went a whole different way, right? It tried to create an image where it didn't focus so much on the tree, but in the concept of a family tree kind of thing, you know? So that's kind of interesting as well. So not quite what we were looking for. Hyper realistic. I've found that if you make it simple, it does a better job. If you make it complicated, then sometimes it'll go off and kind of do things. So here's a pretty good example. So now you could easily edit this and put different people's names in each one of those spots, right? So you could go into the editor here, and so you could tell it you want to annotate. And so now you would grab text and you would draw the box over, right? And so you would say, I want the color to be blue on the text, and you can make, actually, first you would probably want to create a rectangle. So you could draw a rectangle first, because that way you have a little box to put the name on. And that probably makes more sense, right? All right, so now you've got the box there, and now you would put the text where you want the text to be. So you draw the text right on top of the box, and then you would make it whatever size that'll fit. This is one of those things where you got to kind of play with it a little bit to get it to like I need a bigger box. I need to make this box bigger, and now it'll fit. You see what I'm doing? So the idea is you would draw these little boxes and kind of put them all around to get the thing here. Let's see, Control C, Control V. So we can actually duplicate these. So you can take this one here and duplicate it, put it wherever you want, make it whatever size. You might want to make it bigger. So you get the idea. So this is the editor function within there. And then when you're done, you just click the done button, say that, okay, I like that somewhat. It's not terrible. It's not great. And then you would essentially download it so that you can use it wherever you want to be able to use it. So hopefully that made some sense. How are we doing on time? We actually spent quite a bit of time on the concept of the AI interview. Sometimes my lessons are going to be more on AI, which you can use the AI foundational things that you can use anywhere and everywhere. And then other times it's going to focus in on actual apps. So, Annette, I want to thank you very much for volunteering. I really appreciate it, but it made it easier for people to follow just by having a real example. So I really appreciate you helping out there. Tomorrow's will be later because we're going to be targeting the Pacific time zone. So it'll be 3 p.m. for Thursday session. And then Tuesday we'll be back noon Eastern. So I'm trying to do it in different time zones so everybody can kind of jump on. If you miss it, just watch the previous video. I'll try to get them all up the same day as if possible. All right, everybody. Have a great one.